Hello everybody, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today's video, as you saw by the title, we'll be doing my monthly makeup favorites. This month I'm actually adding monthly makeup favorites and fails. So I went through my collection and I kind of was looking through all the products and I was like, well, what's my favorite? And I had a solid like 3 that I was like, yes, these are the products I want to mention. And then while the rest were kind of like, huh. And I think it was because I did shop my stash this past month for the first time in a while, and so I was really like I wasn't really focusing on which ones I loved as much as I usually do every month, which ones I'm reaching for out of all the rest, because I was rotating my collection, and so it was a little bit harder to decide. And then I realized too that even the new products that I got this month didn't become favorites instantly. And so I still want to talk about those, and so I kind of put them in a more fails category. It's really like favorites and like mehs, like not favorites basically. And then I'll tell you why. So they're not necessarily fails or products that I'm getting rid of. They're just not necessarily favorites. So if you guys like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. I do it every month here, so definitely subscribe. My monthly makeup haul will be coming soon. And yeah, without further ado, let's just get started. All right, let's start off. Should we start off with the fails? All right, let's start off with the fails, just so you guys we can end on a good note. Let's go with that. So first 2 products I want to mention, these are products that I bought like in the beginning of the month. These were my only primer and my foundation purchase for the month. First is the primer. This is the NYX, the Marshmallow Primer. And the reason why this is more of a meh kind of product is just because I don't think it does very much for your face except smell good. I've said that a lot here on my channel, so I'm sure if you guys have heard me talk about this before, you know how I feel. Honestly, first off, I'm almost done with this and I just got it this month, and it's just because the product came half full, and which was ridiculous. And then you like kind of use a lot of it so that your skin feels different. If you use like a normal sized amount and you put it on your face, it kind of your skin still feels like, for me, my dry skin, my skin still feels dry, and it doesn't really do anything to my foundation on top of it. It kind of just is there on my face. It's just a cream I'm putting on my face, and so honestly it's just not 10 out of 10. And then it's $8 for this little mini guy, which, you know, NYX is more of the expensive brand, which is fine, but it's only fine for the products that are good. Like, this is not a good enough product for, wow, I just don't think this is a good enough product to be charging $17 for the full size and $8 for the mini. I just think that's a lot of ridiculousness, and it's bullcrap. And they're making a lot of money because people are obviously talking about it on TikTok, and it is a very like TikTok kind of thing because of the marshmallow-ness to it. It's very like thick and it's cute, it's cutesy and stuff like that, so of course it's like an Instagram like kind of thing, but like practicality, it just doesn't do much as a primer, and so that's why that one's meh. Midway I realized I should just go back and forth, and so that we're kind of spazzing it up. So one product that I've been loving talked about it last month, the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I'm gonna spoil alert and tell you that I finished it up. I'm obsessed. I love this product so much, honestly, and I really am sad that it's gone, but we had a good run. I'm really excited. I love this primer. Again, it just does something so, this is what I wish the NYX did. This doesn't necessarily make your face look glowier or make your makeup last any longer. It doesn't really do any of that. It just is a good prep because it makes your skin feel really good, really hydrated. It like plumps fine lines. It just smooths out your skin, but doesn't make it matte or anything like that. So it's a really good product. I really wish the NYX was kind of more like that, and then it would have been a good primer. But super excited to finish this up. Obsessed. Love this product. This is my first makeup empty of the entire year. I'm so excited. I love it. So definitely transforms my makeup so good. Even I usually use that as like a primer. I use my moisturizer, I use that, and then I use a primer on top, and then my foundation and stuff I'm going with makeup that day, just because I think it just makes my skin look so bomb, girl, so bomb. All right, and the foundation that was a fail this month was definitely the Catrice True Skin Hydrating Foundation. Now, was it a full fail? No, I'm going to keep using it. I want to keep trying it. I feel like I'll really like this in the summer just because it is a matte foundation. Yeah, it has a natural matte finish. And so, for me, I feel like the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream is a good, what is the word? Comparison, because they're very similar foundations. They're a lot of coverage and they have a more natural finish. Now this one is it's a natural matte finish. The other e.l.f. one is just a natural finish, but you can really tell the difference because this one just looks a little heavier on the face. It looks heavier and it looks a little bit drier, and so I feel like, again, right now for the winter my skin is not loving this, but I feel like in the summer it might really like it because my skin isn't as dry, but I still don't like matte, and so I don't want us to be matte, but this is a good like natural kind of matte kind of finish. So I think, again, I like it more in the summer. It's not a bad foundation. I think if you have combination to oilier skin, I think you'll really, really like this right now. I just think it gets a little too heavy on my face, and again, I just don't live for that. Like right now, my skin just looks like flawless, and I'm not wearing like I'm not wearing a full coverage foundation or anything like that, but it just looks flawless, and this is what I like no matter what. And so even if I'm wearing more coverage or less coverage, I want it to look like this, and this doesn't do that. It looks a little bit heavier. You can see it in my fine lines in my nose area. You can see the creases in my forehead. It just is a heavier foundation, so it's not my favorite. Now, I don't have a fail. I don't have a foundation that I've been loving. I've been loving my e.l.f. Camo CC. I've been loving my Wet n Wild. I love my Tarte Maracuja Tinted Hydrator, which is the one I'm wearing today. But they're all like ones that I just kind of reach for every now and then, and I'm just rotating my foundation, so whatever. But again, I've still been loving the freaking Complex Culture Set Go Translucent Setting Powder. I'm wearing it today. I just think this is the best setting powder that I've tried in a really, really long time. I think like if I had this one and the e.l.f. Halo Glow, I'd be very happy. I wouldn't need any other setting powders in my life, because it just sets the under eyes and the entire face, but lets it live a little, and I feel really set. I think this one's less glowy than the e.l.f. one, but I like that, and I think it just looks so pretty even under the eyes, setting the rest of the face. I just look healthy, and you wouldn't even believe me if I told you, like most people would be like, no, you do not use powder on your face, girl. Like this is all powders on my face, and this one just helps all the other powders kind of just melt into the skin, and I freaking love that. I think this is an arm and a leg, and they just came out with a concealer, which I'm dying to try. But I think if you're wanting to splurge, try out a new brand. I say this every time I talk about this brand. If you want to try out a new brand, this is an amazing setting powder, and I do think they have a few shades now. When I bought this, I think this was the only shade available. It's the shade Clarity, and it works perfectly fine for my tan skin, so I don't really know, but because it's a translucent powder. I don't know. It says ultra refined fine line and pore blurring finishing powder. I agree, times 10. I think it really just sets the face, puts on like a clean canvas over for the product on top, and I 10 out of 10 love it. I talked about it last month as well. That's how you know I'm loving it, girl. A powder that was kind of a fail for me. I've only used this. I've used this not too many times. This is the One Size Ultimate Setting Powder. So far, I just think it's a little too drying for me. I think like when I wore it yesterday, I wore it with a nice concealer that I really love, and so I do want to try it with a few other concealers before I give my official opinions. But so far, I'm not obsessed. I think it is a little bit more of a heavier setting powder. I think it just looks. For my dry skin, I have to be really, really picky with my setting powders, and I think that because this one's just might be just a hair too matte for me, like just a little bit. Like if it was a little less matte, I might like it a little bit more, but because it's like still, it does really set your makeup, and it really like, it really puts powder on your face. It doesn't do as good a job as some of my other setting powders at melting into the skin and making your setting powder look more skin-like and less powdery, you know? I just feel like it's just not for me. I think people really like it, and I think just depending on your skin type, I know people who really like it. I don't know if I've seen anyone with dry skin actually say they like it. I know a few people with oily skin say they like it, but I also, the same people who I've seen like this setting powder also really love the NYX Marshmallow Primer, and I'm like, there's no reason to love it unless you love it for smelling good and looking cute, which I don't mind. I'm gonna use it up, but I'm just saying. Can you tell I'm salty? All right, next we're going with the positive. I freaking have been loving my Kosas bronzer. I have the shade medium. I have it on today. I've been wanting to wear this every single day, and this is how I knew, this was going to be a favorite this month, is just because I used it in a week for my Shop My Stash, and I did not want to stop using it. I really wanted to use it every single week, and I was just like, oh my gosh. So when I stopped doing my Shop My Stash, I was like, we're going to use this today because I really want to. So I've been using it. I left it up here, honestly, like on my desk so that I can use it when I did my makeup today, so I can keep using it because I'm obsessed. I love the way this bronzer makes my face look, feel, everything. It's like a lifelike bronzer, and I really do like that. I've actually been using the Complex Culture Plush powder brush with it, and I think they're a really good combination. A stippling brush works really nice too, but a stippling brush does make it look a little bit more shimmery. The powder brush kind of fluffs a little bit of that shimmer away, so it looks a little bit more, I don't want to say matte, but a softer shimmer, not as harsh as that looks, you know? So, obsessed, in love. I think that I want to try their setting powder freaking so bad. I'm like, come on, like I feel like, I don't know, I'm scared. I want to try it so bad though, but I love this bronzer. Alright, next let's go with this sad fail. The last two fails are mascaras, but we'll talk about this one first. This is the Pat McGrath Fetish Eyes Mascara. I did get this in my Glam Bags X this month. And it's not a bad mascara, it's just not a particularly good mascara, and I think that the problem I have with this is that it's originally $30. And for that, my lashes freaking better look like this, the way they do, they better look like this, which are fake lashes with this mascara if there's gonna be $30, because it's just ridiculous at that point. At that point, you're just kind of, scamming people, because it's not a good mascara. It doesn't do much of anything, and I think that there are some drugstore mascaras that are good. I think the e.l.f., I'm wearing it today, the e.l.f. freaking Lash It Loud mascara is better than this one, and I don't really love this one. And so I'm just saying, like, even there are so many drugstore mascaras that beat this one. How can you possibly spend justify selling this for $30? It's just ridiculous. And I think that if you like this, you probably have like really naturally good lashes or something in some way, shape, or form, because it's just not a really good formula. It's good. It does give you a little bit more volume than some mascaras, which is nice, but it can get really clumpy really fast, number one. And number two, it doesn't do much lengthening. And although, it might not claim to do that, it's kind of like, at this point, for $30, why would I want a mascara just to like potentially clump up my lashes? It's just not worth it when I have mascaras that give me volume, curl, length, and don't clump up my lashes, don't flake, don't do anything, look beautiful for a fraction of the cost, So it's kind of like one of those, I'm gonna use it, I'm gonna probably use it up, but I'm just saying, I just don't think, you need that mascara. And it's not worth $30 in any way, shape, or form. Let's just say that. Alright, let's go with another product that I've been loving. This is kind of random, but this is the e.l.f. Putty Blush in the shade Bali. If you don't know, the name is in the little strip right here. You have to read all the way to the end and go in perfect lighting. And it says the name is the second to last thing written down there, just so you know. But I did write mine on the bottom when I got it, because I was not gonna, I didn't know that. Anyway, I freaking love this blush. I think it's so easy to apply, and I got the e.l.f. Putty Blush brush. And I do really like this brush for it. I think it works really well. It literally, you could just stamp it in there, and you kind of just blend it on the face, and it just works really, really nicely. I do wish this was a little bit bigger, but still, I really do like it, and I think that this blush is just so perfect. I think if you're someone who's dipping your toe in cream blushes you just want to try, or you're someone who loves cream blush, but you've never tried this one, girl, you're gonna love it. It is so good. Just an amazing product. I think it's just so good. You would think that this is a high-end freaking cream blush because it's that good, and it's only $6. It's so worth it. So worth every single penny. All right, the last fail is the Complex Culture Executive Level Mascara. It's 5-in-1 lengthening mascara in the shade Black. Honestly, it's interesting that it's called the lengthening mascara, because I feel like that's where it fails the most. I don't think it's the most volumizing. I think it does do a little good job at curling your lashes, but I think lengthening it just doesn't lengthen at all, and I think that's my issue with it. If it just lengthened my lashes, I would be a lot more fine with it, but it doesn't do that. So I don't know. This mascara is just a little bit, I don't know. Out of all the Complex Cultures products I've tried, this is definitely my least favorite one, just because it's it doesn't do much of anything to your lashes. Honestly, it just coats them black, and you have to build up really, really long time for it to be even seen. And so it's just at that point, it's kind of what the heck. It also has a scent to it. And this is the one that I couldn't figure out. I was filming a video the other day, and I was like, which one has a scent to it? The Own Beauty has a scent to it, and this one. They both have a scent, and I don't know why. I don't like it, but I guess it's whatever they make it with. They want to make it with nicer ingredients, which is fine if it works. This just doesn't work, and so it's the whole thing with Complex Culture is that they want to make your routine less complex. I think this is a little too complex for Complex Culture, because you got to build it up for ages, and then it's still not even that good. So not a favorite. I think, again, try something else from the brand if you want to try it. The setting powder, the brushes. I could go on and on about Complex Culture. We're going to do a video soon. I need the concealer. But this one I just think I would skip if you wanted to try something. Oh my gosh, let's talk about a Complex Culture, that product that I love as well. I didn't even notice I was mentioning all these products. This is the Full Out Brow Gel. I love this. And I'm actually not wearing it in my brows today. Okay. I'm actually not wearing it in my brows today because I was kind of like, girl, you gotta switch it up, so I have to use a different brow gel. But this one is so good. It just makes brow gel so easy, and this makes me like brow gel. I used to hate it because I think it's stupid, but this one is so good because it just makes brows easy. It fills them quick and nicely, and it's not, it doesn't apply too much product at one time. You can see how just quickly that changed my brows, even though I had stuff in it, you know? It's just a nice product, and I think it really holds onto the brows and like makes it last really, your brows will last really long time. But again, not too paste, not too pigmented. It's not too, there's not too much product that gets on the wand. It's a really, really nice wand too, because the one side holds a lot of the product and the other side just brushes it out. So it's a really nice combination that they did here. I do think that they like the square packaging, but I think it would be easier if this packaging was round, just because you want to get all the different angles and it's hard when the thing is square. But that's me being picky. I think this is such a great brow gel, and again, it really made me like brow gel, and I always thought it was giving. Like every time I did my makeup, I was just like, I'm gonna skip brow gel. And honestly, I want to get rid of all the other brow gels that I have and just keep this one because it's the only one I like. And I definitely will repurchase this one because I do really like it. Alright, I think that was everything for the fail side. And then this is the last favorite that I've had. This is the freaking, oh my gosh, is it all rubbed off? It's all rubbed off, girl. This is the, Colourpop Dewy Lip Balm, I think they're called, or like Dewy Lip Gloss. I have no idea. In the shade Dewdrop. Hold on. I think it's a Lux Lip Oil. I think that's what these are called. The Colourpop Lux Lip Oils. This is in shade Dewdrop. I love this. You can see how much I love it because she's almost done. I want to finish it up. I'm so excited. But it's such a good and lightweight like gloss. I really do like it. I think it's like if you don't want to wear chapstick because they're so thick and they're kind of, sometimes it can be sticky, but you know, that doesn't bother me. But they're usually just a little bit thicker. If you want something more lightweight and a lot more shimmer, like not shimmery, but like glossy, and it looks like, you know, you did a little bit more than just put chapstick on. If you want that, then this is a really, really good one because it kind of really moisturizes the lips and nourishes the lips, but it's not a thick, balmy kind of texture. It's more lightweight and a little bit more like, oh, she's wearing something cute on her lips, you know? So, that was really rash of me. But you know what I mean? It's just a nice gloss, and so I think this is really pretty. I think the smell, I don't know why it smells like this, but it's a very weird smell. And again, I don't know if this is freaking like just went bad. I had to throw out the Colourpop concealer because it smelled awful, but I hope I don't have to throw this out. I mean, I'm going to use this up even if I have to throw it out because it's not doing anything bad to my face, but it smells awful, and I don't know if that's just a regular scent or what, but I don't like the smell. But I think definitely worth a try. Just get the regular Dewdrop shade, nothing too much. I've also been obsessed with my Sigma Tapered Blending E40 brush. I've been loving it. I got it from freaking TJ Maxx, and one of my best TJ Maxx purchases ever. But that's really it for this video, guys. Again, I had to add in some fails because I didn't have that many favorites, and I know this video is a little bit longer, but I thought it was worth it to mention. Again, eyeshadow palettes, I've been rotating them all, so I really just can't. One, because I really haven't used one for more than a few looks, you know? So, now I'm not shopping my stash anymore just because I want to be able to rotate it, and so hopefully next month we have a little bit more favorites. I will probably mention, let me know if you guys want to see more like fails, because like these products are just not doing it for me, and I will update you more, but as of now, not my fave. So the verse for today is my favorite of all time. It's Proverbs 27:17. It says, iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. And it's just talking about how you guys should, like, you know, you have the responsibility to help other people grow as well. You have iron sharpens iron, so you should be sharpening, you know, the people that you surround yourself with, as they should be sharpening you. And so, you know, sharpening could mean anything in your life, but, you know, it's really just talking about helping each other through the hard things, but also, you know, being there for them and pushing them, you know, making the hard decisions with them, but telling them that, hey, this decision needs to be made. I always think about how, like, you think about iron sharpening iron, and it's not a very pleasant thing to watch. You're not like, oh, like, oh, this is so sweet, iron sharpening iron, you know? It's a really, like, it's a really hard, not a hard thing to watch, but it's not something enjoyable. It's not something joyful. It's really like what is the word? A very like, a very tough thing, if you will. And so I think about that in like my friendships, that sometimes you have to make the hard decisions, and sometimes you have to, you know, hold each other accountable, even in a good way and in a bad way, if they don't want to be held accountable for it. And so I always think about that when I think about iron, and I'm like, you know, it's not a pleasant thing, and sometimes you have to be the person who tells your friend, like, hey man, that's not cool. And so that's, long story short, iron sharpens iron. It's my favorite verse, probably. That's it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.